Hi everyone, it's Henry again, coming to you this time from beautiful Deep Creek out in Garrett County, Western Maryland. I'm going to talk about Maryland blue catfish today. So you might not associate seafood with Western Maryland out here, but of course, catfish is a freshwater fish, and blue catfish in particular, which is going to be our fresh catch of the day this week, both for curbside and for a la carte, is kind of a special fish. Some good things, some bad things. So it's actually an introduced species. About 40 years ago, it was introduced to the Virginia waterways, and it's in the past few decades made its way north. It has turned out to be, went from introduced species to an invasive species, and that means it's doing harm to the native ecosystem. Because unlike other types of catfish, maybe like a flathead or a bullhead, these catfish are not bottom feeders. They kind of feed in the middle of the water column, and they're very active hunters. And unlike other catfish, their diet consists not only of crustaceans, but also of other fish. And they grow to be very big. I think the state record is 70 or 80 pounds, but they can grow to be 100 pounds. They're native to the Mississippi River waterway systems. And because of their hunting habits, it makes for very, very delicious meat, for one thing. Very, very firm, tight grain, very white in color because of their varied diet. And very little of the sort of grassy, earthy flavors that you might associate with wild catfish that kind of hang out on the bottom, covered in sediment and things like that. But unfortunately, what that means is they're hunting these fish and shellfish in the Chesapeake Bay and Maryland waters. And among their favorite foods are rockfish, striped bass, blue crab, and oysters. So it's become quite a nuisance, but luckily it tastes really great. And it's become one of these fish where you can get it impeccably fresh. So because it's harvested very close to the Baltimore area and everything else, it usually comes in fresh, just like last week or a couple weeks ago we had Block Island swordfish coming in from Rhode Island, never frozen, comes in the very next day. So when we get it, it's just this beautiful, pristine fish. This is a nice big fillet or a piece of a fillet that a good friend of mine who happens to own a seafood restaurant out here luckily had some in his inventory so that I could film this video today. So I just wanted to give you a quick look at, this is just a sacrificial end trimming. I'm probably going to fry these actually. We are going to pan sear them. This is just some simple seasoning, but I just wanted to show you, again, the color and texture. It just flakes nice and dense and very, very moist, very fine flake, if you can see. Really, really kind of tender, moist, very neutral flavored, if not some sweet notes from their shellfish diet. And just a really great eating fish. If you haven't had it, or if you have any misgivings about catfish from, again, maybe some connotations that are associated with many, many years ago, or if you see farmed catfish in your grocery store, usually they're farmed in, East Asian countries like China or something like that. Blue catfish is an entirely different product. Again, super fresh, very dense, meaty, fine flake, and that's going to be our fish. Just wanted to give you a couple of bits of information about this beautiful fish, and also we're helping out the Chesapeake Bay ecosystem by doing our part and consuming this very high quality product. So thank you very much. We hope to see you again very soon, and cheers.